The year is 5016 of the Union Era, and the galaxy is a frozen pond.
Stuck in stagnation and in denial about what lays underneath the surface.
But that has changed. Now, a ripple has disturbed the once calm waters, and even the Golden Core battens down their hatches, throws sandbags at their doors.
But that ain't enough. Brave heroes across the stars struggle to keep their precious galaxy safe.
But the tide rises ever higher. See now how they scatter to the wind and feel the weight of their decisions.
But we worry not, for now about protectors, those warriors at home.
Let us spare a thought for the hunters.
The predators who sent their hope to the distant goal.
The Savage 21st, a ship fueled by vengeance and fate.
Now see their work as they struggle to become the weapons they need to be.
To hew what little humanity they still have in their pursuit, for their prey is elusive, for they seek
To kill a god.
Hey! It is the year 5016 of the Union Era. The galaxy is home to trillions. At the core of humanity's territory, there is a golden age. But outside of this newly won utopia, the revolutionary project continues. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Neon Lights Roleplay, and more importantly, Tears of Divinity Fading Chronicle. I am Turk, or Turk Accented, if, you know, talk to me like that, but personally, I don't appreciate it very much, so why don't you back off? That being said, a quick note before I turn it over to my incredible players. Lancers at its core, a story about humanity and fighting back the evils of the old ages, and so those evils still need to be confronted and exist. Players have a direct line to me to communicate any unease or other desires for scenes to move on, speed up, slow down, etc. But you, the audience, if you're ever experiencing any difficulties, the Savage 21st is capable of providing exfil at the nearest blink gate, at the simplest click of a button. Take a second, mute, exit, step away, and go back and take a clip of Foxy taking off his shirt and, just enjoy that for a little bit. But take some time, refresh, full repair, and get back to the field when you can. We'll be here, ready and waiting to join you in the good fight. But that all said, I may be at the helm, but I'm not alone at the wheel, as I have a group of industrious storytellers here to entertain you in the mud and blood of the Lancer storytelling system. And if I could, we're going to change it up a little bit. So I hope you're ready for this. Have y'all please introduce yourselves and tell the people who you are and who you'll be playing tonight, starting with the most mysterious of Megs, the most game of daddies, the most monster of mommies. Please, welcome Meg Mysteria.
Hi, I am Meg, and/or Meg Mysteria, and apparently all those other things. I'm bringing back Alinda Victoria, our second in command for the squad. Last we left off has been handed the keys to the kingdom, or at least the medical facility. And we may be getting up to some shenanigans with that. We'll find out soon.
Next person who says shenanigans gets pistol whipped. Well, if that is all on your go, and I'm going to jump it over to a creature of incredible proportionary size. Unusual size? Frankly, most don't believe that she exists. But she do. Legendary Vermin.
Hello, it's me, Legendary Vermin. I'm the VOUS. I'm the VOO. I'm you. No. Yeah. Hey, I'm playing Symbiosis Ads. And I hear we're getting the keys to the kingdom, but that's called Safeco Field now. Haha. That's some Seattle humor for you. Anyway, moving on.
Last but certainly not least, and here with a very important message, so y'all best listen up. It is the finest that the East Coast has to offer. I'm expanding your domain. I'm sorry. Call you Jujutsu Kaisen the way I'm expanding this domain here. And let me turn it over to Philly's finest, Foxy.
What's poppin', everybody? It's Young Foxy, aka Big Foxy, also known as your favorite Fox Philly's finest, here to reprise my role as the one Ensign Reiji Draws, nascent commanding officer of this little gaggle of fuck-ups, and having just the worst fucking time doing it. I cannot wait for more Todd, but before I jump in there, I need to briefly take a little bit of an aside to let you guys know, women. Kidding, one more time. Happy Women's History Month, everybody here at Neon Lights. In case you hadn't heard, it's a time to celebrate and care for and uplift those femme and non-binary representing voices around you in the way that feels appropriate. We are facing a time of unique and specific pressures on all kinds of marginalized identities, so we're going to need to have everybody lock in and do their part doing their part for everybody they can. And to do so, we've made ourselves a little bit of a challenge. For the entire month of March, Neon Lights Roleplay and our sister community, Apochromatic Unlimited, are hosting a Battle Royale fundraiser for Indigenous Women Rising. They are a group that honors Native and Indigenous people's inherent right to equitable and culturally safe health options through accessible healthcare, education, resources, and advocacy. They are Indigenous-led, full-spectrum reproductive justice organization that cares for their community, including especially LGBTQIA individuals. For the whole of the month, both us and APOCU are having a fundraising challenge. If you look for a Tiltify link that's right there in our chat, you can find it at any point in time during any of our streams by putting NLRWHM into the chat, and that'll give you the link. At the end of the month, the winner gets bragging rights, so please hop into your favorite stream, give them some love, and donate. It's for a super important cause, and helping some super important people do it. Thank you guys for your time. Happy Women's History Month, and let's get on with the Lancer. Back to you, Turk.
Gosh. Right. So, with you all naturally supporting us, and that giving us the energy we need to hulk out and really, work our way back into victory here. Last we left our pilots, let me change up the flow, find a new melody, do something interesting. Yeah. Anyway, last we left our intrepid team, they were investigating, looking around, kicking the tires of this medical facility on the planet of Sing, a planet in conflict, really a system in conflict, but in Sing in particular, it seems to be a bit of a socio-religious political schism. Revolution, civil war, pick your flavor. But people are fighting, and, depending on who you ask, it's right or wrong. And I'm sure giant mechs in conflicts have never said anything political. That being said, poking around, we've learned quite a little bit about this medbay station, and it's generally believed that the healer system Kira is up to no good, or at the very least, indoctrinated, which is not a good thing for an NHP to be. Either having been installed by the Lightless Sun or turned around elsewise. Our players are still in the thick of it, and have been assured of things that will occur that will no doubt expunge and destroy any hope of my evil plans of going through and causing other interesting things to happen. But stay tuned, because now I turn it over to y'all and your schemes.
All right, Reiji says, nursing his cigar and leaning against the side wall. Let's run through it one more time. We got a game plan?
So you two are planning on dealing with Kira.
Much more her dealing and me helping, but yeah.
Hear me, did they?
We need to get to her control panel and her mainframe.
And that's where I come in.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, is that the whole plan? Are we getting started? Shooting from the hip. Pow!
Well,
Not the whole plan. I hope. Just a matter of figuring out the finer details.
yeah, like how we get in there, what we do when we're there, how we do that without getting ourselves killed, and, well, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think I want to have I want to leave my girlfriend NHP's name.
Mimir!
Mimir.
Mimi?
I want to
Mimi?
leave Mimi behind in the mech, on the off chance that this doesn't go well. That way she can make a call as to whether or not we need a rapid rescue.
That's a good call. I'll keep Virtue plugged into the mech as well.
I mean, I guess Mimir would, of course. You do recognize that the purpose of the mission is to secure this facility, not to leave it in ruins. We're past the defenses. The likelihood of harm to us is incredibly small. The
Right
likelihood
now.
of this facility being operational, if a full-size mech were to tromp in, as we will, the operational capabilities of this facility would be compromised.
Does have a point.
That's a fair point. I was more thinking having you watching our back in case, the mechs do decide are given orders to pressure us out.
External dangers. Got it. We'll watch the door. We will stand guard at the bastion and hold back all foes until your arrival from this discreditory cave of filth.
Big guy's on board.
Oh, something like that.
Does something like that actually makes Reiji like quirk an eyebrow? That was weird. Well, big guy's odd speech patterns aside, I agree. Having a rear guard of some mechs is nice in case any heat gets turned up on us. Otherwise, we should probably keep this slow and quiet. Hence, CO or not, this is gonna be your call, Elena. We'll follow you until we're in the point we need to move, and then we'll follow Sim. I'll supervise.
Well, I'm thinking that from observation, the Lightless Sun acolytes, have they had any consistent wear? Like, do they all wear a particular type of robe or something?
Not really. It seems like they're wearing civilian clothing marked with symbology. You get the feeling this isn't really like a priestly garment kind of group. More of a rabid militants fighting for what they see as a better way of life.
We'll worship the sun. We won't be weird about it.
And in case anyone is curious about the iconography of the Lightless Sun, it's on Meg's head.
Yeah, check that shit out.
I am live reference.
If it wouldn't take too long, I would just make your camera giant and put it right in the middle of the screen for a little bit so everybody can see it. But that would be way too much trouble to edit, so I won't bother doing it.
But yeah,
Yeah. I'm going to return to my mech for a minute. In the case that I am caught, I want to have a more plausible explanation. This gives me away too quickly as the new Lancer pilot. I want to get away as with, say, I'm a Lightless Sun member. I need something that I can put iconography on.
Oh shit. Much as I hate dressing like these weirdos, it makes enough sense.
Either of you already been inside the facility?
Nope. Well, I haven't at least. I don't know about you, Elena.
No. I've just been out here talking to them. But from what you said thus far, if Kira is listening to the Lightless Sun members, they're the ones who are going to have more access to the back.
Fair enough.
So
I just
I'll take
didn't
that.
want you to head in with an excellent visual disguise without a good biometric one.
What do you mean?
I mean, I'm confident that she retains all biometric signatures of anybody who enters the premises at the very least. And if you had already been inside the facility, we would need to mask your biometric signature.
No,
Maybe
you're
we'll
the
get
only
one
one
shot.
that went in.
Which means we're good. We only get one shot. Once we're in, ain't no way back out without a really good reason.
It would just have to be perfect. Easy.
We're that damn good.
cute.
You two talk about how you're gonna pull off whatever the hell it is you're going to do. I'll be back in a minute.
Reggie, I got.
Oh, I was gonna check in with Turk, and you might know this as well. I know that it's possible in Legion space for two beings to fight one another. Does that have any like physical repercussions in real space?
Well, assuming one beats someone else in Legion space, I'd assume the dangers would then be your defenses are lowered and weakened, allowing for more direct manipulation. Now,
Pretty much.
for a fleshy normal person, that who cares? Jump out of the mech, set to self-destruct, blow up, whatever. There's a certain level of chrome you've got embedded that makes it a little dangerous for something to break
Go
the
wrong?
ice. Yeah.
It's never been a problem before. It should be aces.
Yeah, you've set up the system to share sensation and such with Mimi, and letting someone else take control of that could be harmful, painful, bad.
Multiple of those things.
Yeah, pick an adjective. Any adjective.
Boy. Reggie will turn to Sim as Elena goes to walk over towards Origin and just. You seem a little less sociable lately. I mean, more than usual.
Not to me, but I imagine she's having to make a lot of adjustments to her expectations.
Yeah. That tracks.
That's not a reflection in your leadership, though. Elena's somebody who has had both the privilege and the weight of leadership and being an example since she was really young. I don't think she's ever been in a position where her stance wasn't the one that mattered the most. I could be wrong about that.
Got a lot on her head. Tell that much at least. Ain't the kind of person that's easily able to ask what, but keep an eye on her. Make sure she's alright.
Of course.
How confident are you in this, by the way?
Well, I think it's possible if we can isolate Kira that we can at the very least demonstrate to her that she is not operating as the whole of herself. The question ends up being, what is that whole? And is getting it back any more advantageous to us than leaving her as she is and just unplugging her? I don't think we're going to be able to unplug her easily. And frankly, anything short of something like the mantra gun axiomatic that we rigged up to try and capture, it's complicated. And there are a lot of risk factors. But I'm confident in our team. We have an edge that most people don't.
What's that?
We're the most tenacious bastards in this side of the galaxy.
On that, my love, they're agreed. Well, I'll kick to my word. When we get to her, I'll try to offer you some kind of help. I won't say I know what I'm doing. I've done this twice exactly on Spar. Once I was knocked unconscious into after getting a blade put through half my chest. And the other time mostly required virtue getting almost destroyed. So, you know.
Yeah, let's do it with minimal harm to my husband, please.
Yes, ma'am.
You got this. Believe.
Blushes a bit. Thanks.
All right, gang. So what's the score? How do we start this symphony?
Well, sounds like our stealth master
Later.
extraordinaire is gonna have to set the party off.
Yeah, she does. After keeping Origin and to join the other mechs to kind of keep an eye on the door. Legacy, not Origin. Origin's the mech. Legacy is the NHP.
It's all
not even
one.
an NHP.
It's all
it's a
one
Comcon.
mind.
Everything is together. It's the pucks. Elena does come back to the group. This time wearing more casual gear. And a scarf that is kind of wrinkled, bunched up, tied around the arm. It does have, when it's spread out, you can tell that it's got the mark of this Lightless Sun drawn on it, but she intentionally kind of has it like wrinkled and bunched up so it's not immediately notable.
Yep. You look like one of them.
Good.
What's the play then?
If you two aren't going to immediately go engage with Kira, if you could keep attention while I scope out a good access point to get to into the facility, be great.
All right. Sim's already been in there once, so if she just goes walking in, Kira will notice her, but won't necessarily notice either of us. Give her a reason to keep her eyes on us while you sneak around, huh? Who's decided with Elena? Hit me.
No second guessing. Like, sees there's the little bit of recognition is like, okay, I see what you're doing, and then rolls with the plan.
Oh, God. Damn, okay. Yeah.
Give him another one.
I think one suffices.
Oh, no. She's right. I'm good. Come on.
You sure?
It's gotta look convincing. Drew's dying, gonna do it. Swing away.
Hit them again.
Consider a payback for Oh, God! Damn it! Okay. Yeah, I'm good. Babe, you wanna walk me in there? Oh.
Not a problem. And yeah, she'll escort you. I also was wondering, is there like a food station inside the medical facility as well?
It's food seems to be provided, but there's not really like a station.
Like a
Like-
cafeteria or anything?
There would be, yeah. Sorry, take it back. There absolutely is a cafeteria.
That's a cyber future hospital food. Great, fantastic.
Mm. It's a very basic stage 1 printer, so it can make slop of any sloppy flavor you like.
Sloppy Joe's, let's go!
Bland sloppy joes.
With bland applesauce.
Mm-hmm.
The fun
Nutritional,
thing is
though.
you can't tell which is which. It's a mystery in every bite.
That's the worst when they don't have their printing tubes serialized. So they just end up crossing the stream halfway through, depending on the voltage and the volumetric flow.
Applesauce and
You-
meatloaf. Not a lot
You
of
would,
fun.
of course, have been assured if you had asked, as I assume you probably would have asked Kira at some point, that it's absolutely meets all standard nutritional dietary needs.
That's what they said back on Turtleback Station.
Not familiar, but good to know our standard is held across the galaxy.
I imagine that Turtleback Station, for what it's worth. You can judge how big a station is by how well known the mountain is. Yep. And that's where Sim's from. I imagine they had some of the worst food replicators ever. Like decades out of date.
Yep.
Admin just refuses to get them updated because they still print food. It's fine.
Do you want air? We're focusing on air.
Mm-hmm. We're really into air right now. I don't know if you in our air era.
Air, water, food at all, food quality. Actually, put 3 or 4 things between food at all and food quality.
Mm-hmm. So you are taking a busted up Reiji in at least a cosmetically busted up Reiji.
Oh, he fucked up. That shit hurt.
Okay, you can choose to take off a few points in your pilot health if you want to keep this.
I'll take it.
Just like
That
one for each hit.
That shit hurt.
Yeah, just.
Do you think she held back? She did not.
You know what? All
He's
right.
got a broken nose and loose teeth.
That shit hurt.
All right.
You think Elena Victoria doesn't know how to throw a right hook?
It's true.
I'm not here to doubt the efficacy of a Victoria right, but I'm just merely interested in the full intention. But we continue. You approach the facility, and of course, immediately through the doors, greetings. Ah, Symbiosis, you return. With a patient?
With a patient.
Fantastic. Though
Yeah, I
I am,
got
of
mauled
course,
by
sorry.
a mongoose outside. Real pain in the ass.
Silly. There are no native species under that name. Though we will, of course, assess your injuries and see if there's anything we can provide for you. You've been assigned patient room 6. Please follow the lights down the hall.
That time to tell you I hate hospitals. They remind me of prisons.
I feel like there's subdermal tactile communication that shows up on your text feed that says, "Be the worst patient of all time."
He lets off just the biggest smile. And just, oh, what's the guy gonna do for a fucking painkiller somewhere around here? Jesus!
Please proceed to patient room 6.
Okay, I got
Or-
one eye half open and one bloody closed. Where the fuck is 6?
Symbiosis, could you please guide your friend?
Friend? Friend?
I will take halting steps, steering my husband to the appropriate room, but never be super useful.
Mm-hmm.
I will rely on any inbuilt sexism in her programming to be kind of the imagined like wife who doesn't want to upset her husband by like telling him what to do at all.
So
That's the role we're playing.
I got you. All right, so we have that going on. Why don't you both make me a roll for how much of a scene you create? I'll let you both roll together. I'll work it out kind of between the two of your rolls. Pick a tag, pick one tag, and then just go for it. And meanwhile, I am going.
When you say pick a tag, do you pick skill triggers?
Yes.
I've got a +2 in take control. Use force, violence, or presence of will, direct action to take control of something.
Perfect.
No, this does not mean I'm attacking my wife.
No, it means that you're taking control of a scene.
I feel like charm works here. I'm just trying to convince a receptive audience that this is a problem, and my husband really hates hospitals.
Okay, just
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh, definitely. Please let me know the results of y'all's roll.
18 on the die with a +2 for a 20.
And
Okay.
an 11.
Okay. 18 and an 11. All right, cool. Of course, both of you begin slowly, ploddingly making your way, following the lights towards the room. It seems you've got the attention of everybody here, who is like looking about themselves and then mostly focusing on the the dog and cat show occurring down the hallway. Which, of course, I believe brings it over to our CEO, or rather former CEO, Elena.
He
Not to open old wounds.
is
Be
the front
2CO.
entry.
Yeah.
Is the front entry the only way into the actual medical facility?
Well, it's built underground, so they don't really need windows. But if you'd like, you can make me a check to try and determine if there's other methods of ingress.
Or mostly because I had Carius. Would a spot work?
A spot works great. Love a good spot.
Be an
Spot it.
18 total.
18. Celez, you can spot an external vent that you'd guess is just used probably for air conditioning in this damp environment. It's going to be pretty chilly, but you are on spar, so cold winds ain't exactly unnatural to you at this point. So it'd just be a matter of climbing up, getting past the first floor to the second floor where this thing's poking out. And doing so stealthily, because as a reminder, there are quite a few people out and about, and while that Lightless Sun outfit looks great on you, it won't hold up to much questioning and suspicion. If people are like, who are you with? Where are you from? Are you going to be deployed soon? Where to?
The truth.
It's a paper thin cover, but paper thin covers still work from a distance. So, that being said, what is your plan?
I'm gonna avoid people and go for the vent.
Sure.
Wait. Or wait, were you talking about there people also being around the vent?
No, not people around the vent. I just meant like, what is your approach going to look like? I'm trying to fix it in my head so I know what numbers I need. This weird math brain of mine. But yeah.
The outfit itself was more as like is more of a fallback for. She's trying to avoid people as much as possible. But if somebody comes across her, she's got to fall back in case.
Absolutely, I'm with you. I'm also, as a bonus, adding it as like a first level of initial defense. And you know, again, people won't question like, what are you doing walking over there? People assume you're about your business, walking about. You dropped the nosy trait from some people.
Nosy trait.
You give you project a 15-foot aura of mind your fucking business.
Mm-hmm.
How exposed is the vent, actually?
Well, it's just over the first floor. But there's enough like debris and trash and half-hearted attempts at foliage that you'd probably be able to climb up with a simple roll.
Why not? We'll do the vent, because going through all the people, I don't want to run into people. And I don't want Kira to have my biometrics yet.
And then to ask you, why are you coming inside?
Yeah, exactly.
Who are you? I don't have you on scanners. What are you doing inside the facility?
Exactly. She's got the nosy trait. So we're going for the vent.
Smart.
Absolutely. Sounds good to me. Make me some kind of stealthy, athletic-y kind of roll.
Da, 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 da. Make a vague argument for stay cool, but I doubt it. So I guess just pilot grit would.
Rolling straight up with grit? Sounds good to me.
Grit it out.
Oop.
When in
That
doubt,
is
grit it
a
out.
21, sir.
See, that's why you grit it out.
Okay. Damn. Like my face just did without a beard, but like, all right. It's so weird. I'm sorry. It's my first like day without shaving, so like.
I know what it's like, boss. I understand.
Oh, I need to constantly be flexing all the muscles in my neck. Anyway, yeah. Making your way kind of casually, you're able to work your way up a few bits of debris and other junk kind of cast off towards the side of this building, and slipping a hand under, and I assume either applying a tool, or do you just kind of like rip this thing off quietly, Batman Arkham style?
She absolutely just has this burglar's tools, essentially.
Basically, all you need is just like take it off its hinge, slipping it back in. It will sit for as long as you need to, and on the way out, it should be an easy kick to just dislodge it perfectly if you like. But you're now with an event. Congratulations.
I'm in a vent, and I can move through the facility somewhere where the vent leads.
She's in the walls. She's in the walls.
Wherever that is, I'm sure it's fine.
There are bugs under my skin.
The bugs are... That being said,
Y'all are so fucking weird.
Oh, I'm gonna send you the link, Vermin. Hold on.
It ruined me yesterday. I have been sending it to people. How did I send it to you in the first place? I'm so sorry. What the fuck? I'm so wrong.
I'm sending it. Hold on.
I sent you that great Lancer meme.
You did. It was hilarious.
I love it. I love that one. Oh, I didn't send the thing I wanted to send back. I'll get onto that when we hit break, maybe.
Anyway.
Let's keep it with Eliana for now. Elena, sorry. Yesterday was Oathborn.
Did it again.
Elena, for now, working your way through the vents. You haven't been in this facility before.
I
Though,
would have provided
I was gonna say,
rough, at least a usable map. It might not necessarily have the vent systems. I don't know what level of detail I got.
remember when we were talking about how organized to the landscape the digital legion space conceptualization of Kira was?
Mm-hmm.
You probably could have extrapolated off of that between you and Mimi if you want to make me a roll now to kind of create a proto layout of the facility.
Would you call that a hack or fix or an investigate?
Let's go with investigate here because you're extrapolating off of known data
Okay.
rather than cracking open anything in that moment.
Yeah, okay. That said, when I'm in my map, Mimi lets me re-roll 1 check per round.
So
That's a
I
joke.
will.
That's a joke.
No, because like functionally, I'm extended a kindness that has been extended to me in the past, whether it's a correct rules-wise. If this
Who
door
cares?
busts down and some Lancer nerd shows up, you can watch me beat their ass.
If
Shoot them. I'm about to just fucking shoot them.
If
What the
Tom
fuck?
shows up, you're gonna
if
see him
Tom
entire.
Morello shows up in your apartment.
Then it's an entirely different stream because we're gonna see some other things. But like, anyway, it's but no, why don't you give it a reel? Because I think that makes sense if you're working with Mimi to make the role possible. Let's see if you can do better than a 5 for the chat.
Can. It's a 14.
Okay, you're able to get a very bare bones idea of the facility's layout. So, where you're able to, Elena, you're able to pull up an overlay that generally tells you that most of the first floor is going to be patient rooms. The second floor is for longer stays. First basement level is your flash cloning, as well as the, where did I put that? I think central operating system is on the second floor, dedicated space, as well as a variety of storage further down. It seems, despite the presence of Earth upward to work in, they have not decided to penetrate the surface, likely because of, the solar radiation. Any and all, digging that way is dangerous. That being said, the current vent system you're in should give you access to pretty much any area of the first floor pretty securely, with a vent heading down towards the more operational aspects of the second floor, of the first basement.
So where I need to go though is the second floor, which is where all the central operating is, like
Sorry,
where Kara's systems are.
I messed it up when I was saying it. You are on first floor, which is cafeteria, patients, quick assessments, etc. Second floor is for longer stays. First basement is for your flash cloning and then your central operating system. Second floor is storage. Nope, sorry.
Okay.
Central operating is on second floor, basement, with storage. First basement is entirely flash cloning.
First basement's entirely flash cloning.
So we want second basement.
Is second.
Yes, so you need to get to from the second basement, from the first basement, which this has access to.
Okay.
To second basement. Brain. I brained
We're on it.
so
We got
hard.
it.
You also need to figure out how to get us down there.
Exactabungo.
Right work.
So now that I'm in the vent,
Mm-hmm.
moving along it, going past patient rooms. Are the vents going into the patient rooms big enough for people to get through? Or are they smaller?
Probably a hand. Like you can get your hand and most of your arm through, and any other tools or things you might need to drop. Unless you can make an argument that you're really good at dislocating shoulders and snaking your way
Joke's
through.
on you, I have the contortionist background skill.
You know what? That'd be pretty neat. I'm here for a pilot that is just like, yeah, my mech is built really uncomfortably because I'm good at dislocating.
I'm in a
parts.
goblin, so I just fucking...
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's like instead of expanded compartment, it's contracted compartment. It makes it impossible for anyone else to operate your mech. Anyway, that being said,
That would be sick.
right? It's like such a
Tom
weird.
Morello, get on this.
Tom Morello, where are you?
Are
I'm so sorry.
are there public bathrooms? Like general
Of
use
course.
bathrooms?
Of course. The first and second floor.
I'm gonna find one of them just so that I can see and for myself whether or not the vent is the same as the patient patient vents. I'm trying to see if I can get my friends into the vent.
The one in the, I will say the one in the bathrooms, as well as in the towards the cafeteria, are larger, given that you probably need more of a fresh air movement in those areas. If it's in a public space, assume that it has larger vents as options. But yeah.
Large enough for a person to get through?
Oh yeah. Oh no, I've been shanghaied.
Come on, it's been a minute since we had a clip.
I'm
So I am
I'm dumb.
going to use my tools to basically prep the vents so that they can be easily opened by Sim and Reiji, and let them know over the comms that, all right, I found that the vents in the public use bathrooms on the first floor are large enough for a person to fit through. Ventilation shafts on this floor reach down to the first level basement, which is where you will need to go to get to the second level basement, where the paneling for Kira should be. I'm making my way there now.
You want me to climb my big ass in a vent? Alright, fine.
Would you rather deal with Kira following you through the halls?
Reggie continuing to keep his act up. Gotta take a fucking leak. Where's a bathroom in this piece of shit hospital?
Have you made your way to an actual room yet, or?
I think we've managed to try and avoid actually walking in patient room 6 this whole time. I think it's probably not too hard to pivot towards a bathroom. Vermin, you're muted, by the way.
It's funny because I hit the mute button right before I started talking.
Yep.
I feel like all of the work that we are doing is brinksmanship around avoiding Kira just deciding that it's easier to sedate him. So maybe we've gotten as far as like him getting into the room, but not as far as sitting down yet.
Yeah, just like pacing the room, angrily complaining about random utensils and things in the room until we hear from Elena that the bathroom is the plan, and then yelling about going to take a piss.
If you'd be patient for just a moment, we can assign you to a room which will allow you the use of facilities.
You want me peeing in this hallway? I'm fine in the bathroom if not.
It'd be greatly appreciated if you could retain any bodily fluids from public spaces, as the cleanliness of this hospital is of the utmost importance for the care of other patients.
Then we got an accord, bot. Shut the fuck up and let me find the bathroom.
My name is Kira. If we could avoid the calling of bot, that would be greatly appreciated and would further your care.
I'm pissing the NHP off. Good. Good. Good.
Excellent.
Excellent.
We've got her on tilt now, lads.
We're shaking her off her game. She can't lock in. So yeah,
we found the player in the game with the longest L streak.
Exactly.
Oh no!
Set the camp up now, baby.
No.
If need be, there are public restrooms available, though I would encourage you to remain where you are so that you might receive appropriate care.
And I would encourage you to shut the actual fuck up for about 35 seconds.
Oh, please be it like a little nicer.
I ain't even got the time for nice. I'm too full of piss.
At that point, Kira, I am so sorry. I'm just gonna and then start dragging my husband towards the appropriate restroom.
The voice will follow you. I absolutely understand the situation, Sim. As you were such a kind and generous patient to provide system security to myself while we looked after you, I feel it's only appropriate to offer the utmost care to your significant other. Would you be interested in the flash cloning process for the loose tooth and broken nose? We could regrow the tendons and dental fixtures in a much faster pace.
This is in the moment she says that, this stops being like a play or an act on being belligerent and becomes, which Sim is fully aware of, Reggie's actual fucking terrified phobia of flash cloning. And it's like, you want to do fucking what to me?
We'd
only regrow the parts of you that are currently damaged.
You're not regrowing a fucking bit of me. I'm not giving some fucking and just going literally pointing at random people.
Dragging harder to the restroom.
Elena, why don't you make me another stealthy spy check as you make your way to the bathroom?
Yeah, stealthy. To the basement, you mean?
Oh, okay.
Elena is saying stealth while she's thinking.
Because I've already went to the
stealth.
bathroom. We already did the bathroom.
Right, she
Did the bathroom and left. And
she's waiting in the vents in the bathroom.
You're already there. Okay.
yeah,
You're already so if you're already in the bathroom, are you then moving on, or are you just offering them an option to get into the fence?
I already
feel
loosened
like-
the vents for them.
Okay, so now you're going to the basement. Yeah.
Now I'm
first
going to the basement. Yeah.
For a flash clone. Yeah, head to the flash clone basement. But still,
Yeah.
make me a stealth check, because you are, of course, moving through space here, trying to remain stealthy.
That would be
I don't know how we're
another
gonna get through the
21,
vents
boss.
stealthily.
21, absolutely. Splinter sells it up, and you're able to work your way towards a multitude of openings that you can also, again, open without issue, but there's options to drop down and options to come in pretty high on the wall.
Let's do high on the wall.
Okay. It does, have to take a bit of a drop, but you are now amongst a variety of flash cloning tanks that seem to litter this space. Some are cordoned off into more private rooms, but most of this is, how best to describe this? Without implying anything beyond it, I imagine this looks a lot like an XCOM ship where they have things like growing, and you see a variety of pilots in kind of back to tank situations, regrowing or completely in cellular nervous system or states, but all of them kind of floating about, being monitored, kind of slowly having bits reintroduced. It seems that a high occupancy rate with a variety of, shall we say, Lightless Sun attire being prepped for their exits.
D.
Well, that's fucked.
If you'd like, you could even try to look over some of the data if you're a bit of a data whiz,
Oh, I would love to look over the data.
because that'd be pretty neat.
I love the data.
Why don't we even check for discerning scientific information? Just checking the nearest tank.
I think I want to see when they were commissioned for the flash cloning.
Sure, absolutely. If you're just looking for that information is pretty easily available because the start and stop of the process is pretty easy to work backwards from. Most of them seem to be kind of at odds. A few you would recognize as pilots that have probably been downed from your past interactions with the Lightless Sun.
Oh,
But for the most part, this seems to be a currently filled medical facility with a variety of, soldiers being flash cloned.
Ugh. Soldiers for the most, if not entirely, from here, from Sing.
Well, a variety. There are mercenaries and such, but it's kind of hard to parse that aside from the more stout builds of some folks who are from Sing. Build a bit more wide than they are tall. But if you'd like to make a roll for me, you can potentially learn more.
Love rolls. I don't have really anything, so I'm rolling with grit again, and I only rolled a 15, so...
That's still a pass.
Well,
Okay.
you are correct. It is fast. Things are operating normally here. But going through the data, you see that there is a priority check set for Lightless Sun aspirants and recent conversions. It seems that if you're in line with the Lightless Sun, you get put to the top of the list. But let's say as we head to a break, a thought occurs to you. Well, with the right person at the controls, you could flush the list. Great occupancy, take out a number of Lightless Sun pilots and clear them from the proverbial board, and then Kira would be perfectly capable of taking on new cases.
Really
Oh
fucked.
no, you're asking me to commit murder.
Oh
Whoa,
gosh.
whoa, 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 whoa.
Of people that are already dead, technically.
I just want it pointed out that according to the laws set out by Third Com, terminating a partially complete flash clone is not murder.
Also, they're an
fucked
enemy.
up, but like,
Also, they're an enemy combatant in a ward which they have already tried to kill you, and you've already killed them already.
it's true.
This is kind of just like a, you know.
They're not gone forever. They're just
friends.
dumped out of
I'm
the
saying
queue.
it's fucked up. I'm not saying we don't do it.
In Call of Duty terms, you're just taking them out in the gulag to get your own residents
We're
back.
fucking spawn camping now.
Anyway, that being said, I think there is a good point with a moral conundrum for our team to chew on as a possibility. First, need a quick break. So yeah, please keep it locked in here. Clearly a lot to think about in our off time, but we'll be back shortly. So don't put it anywhere else.
Yeah, don't wait too long. As far as chewy conundrums go, this is lean meat.
Oh boy, there's more to come. That being said, Foxy, if you could take us to a break, it'd be greatly appreciated. How's it going, folks? Hope you had a good break, because I did. Anyway, whilst we rage against the medical machine here, why don't we jump right back into the cunning plan that our pilots have? Because last we left, Eliana discovered some information about the possibilities of flash cloning, and the other two were going to the bathroom, which is something I hope you all did during the break. But why don't we jump back to you two? Because, you know, that'd be pretty interesting to see how you move on.
We come back to Reiji actually peeing.
Oh, thank goodness.
In the stall with him, sitting on top of the toilet paper dispenser, knees folded across, and like holding an arm on his shoulder so that they have contact for message transmissions. We see the text kind of pop up on the screen of like, looking at it. She's looking at the bench. She's like, I don't think there's any way that you're going to fit through that.
Glad you said it. Also, what, you calling me fat?
No. I think I could fit through there with room to spare. But I also don't think I can be as quiet as Elena can be.
Fair point. What's your play then?
Well, she did just invite us to do flash cloning. That's first basement's sub-facilities. Maybe
I'm
the
not
play
letting that
is...
HP touch any of my genome.
I'm not saying that we do. But a tour of the facilities might go a long way to helping you understand the benefits of the process.
Okay. I see your plan here. I'll let you do talking here. I'll be less loud.
Continue to be ornery and scared, please.
Easily. And I guess we'll just calm Elena and be like, meet you down in the vats. Tim's got a plan.
I'll hide in one of the rooms away from you guys. You're going to be doing some kind of tour. Backtrack that, because unless you guys communicate that with her.
Oh, yeah. Just hit rewind on it. Okay.
Hit rewind, yeah. How are you guys getting down here?
Not through the vents. I don't think we'd be able to do it as gracefully as you. We'll
Plan
see.
then.
I think I can convince Kira of the pressing need for a tour. Did you know that you broke off his the roots of his teeth?
Which one? What number?
You
How
people
are they
fucking
numbered?
suck, by
Is
the
it
way.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Remind
No,
me.
it's down along. Basically back.
I
I think. I think.
1, 2, 3. It'd be the last incisor and the first canine on one side.
Ow! I need those.
I'm just saying those are well, or maybe the canine and then the molar immediately next to it, the premolar.
A canine, but that's how I lose my wolfish
shabby.
dirt, my wolfish smirk.
So I also feel like that's the one of the teeth. If you're getting hit with a right hook, is most likely to get jarred.
You're not wrong.
That is not too shabby work. Anyway, I'll.
On a private comm line. Go for 3 next time.
What have I done?
The usual response.
Nothing,
The usual
Nothing. You're a good son.
response. My record is 5. And over comms is
O underscore capital O.
Do you want me to continue down to the second level, or do you want to meet here on the first?
Let's link up there.
There being the first or second level.
Let's link up on the first level first, and then we'll head to the second one together. Sorry about that.
All right, I'll tuck into one of the side rooms, the least likely to be used as war room.
Be down in a second. And I'll finish up in the bathroom and... Alright, babe. Work your magic.
We'll come out of the bathroom because I assume there are not cameras in the bathroom.
Hopeful assumption. You never know.
I mean, so the facility is designed. The medical facility is designed with the assumption that it's going to be operated by people from those chairs.
Good point.
Now-
Good point.
Unless they came in and installed cameras in there.
They did not install cameras in the bathroom.
Okay, we're good then.
The only thing I would expect them to be able to assess is whether or not Reiji took a piss, based on flush and contents. like with one of those fancy ass toilets, right?
Mm-hmm. We're in the future. It's a fancy ass toilet compared to us.
Yeah. There's absolutely no toilet without a bidet.
Not what I was aiming for, but sure, yeah.
Yeah. Or at least as long as you're on planet side. I imagine space stations probably don't want to spend the extra water. Skin flints.
Flash self-replication technology is pretty. Anyway.
Kira.
Hello.
I think Reiji will be more comfortable with the possibility of a flash cloning procedure if he understood the process a little bit better. Would it be possible to show him some subsection of the VATS?
You understand those levels are very sensitive and, well, quite dangerous for one with a wild temperament, such as a significant other.
I will behave myself as long as I can see what the fuck you got in them vats.
Reiji spent most of his life on Spar. The level of technology there has only recently started to catch up with core worlds.
Unga bunga me, caveman.
I mean, that is accurate.
It's kind of the vibe, yeah.
And again, I'm liaising between you and the evil robot.
I imagine that when Sim says like Reggie spent most of his life on Spar, there's a cut to Reggie like scratching the side of his ear or some shit like a monkey. Just
Slop squat, just like
I think better cut is because of the first time he uses a toilet with a bidet and going, what the fuck?
why are there all these buttons splashing you in the face?
Angle? Why would I need to adjust angle?
The future is awful. I hate it here.
But yeah, why don't you make me a charm?
Okay, and I did the wrong numbers last time, so I will do the right numbers this time, because I have a grit score, everybody.
Oh shit.
Mother! Fuck!
Well.
That was a 7, which is a natural 1.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, you understand that those levels are extremely sensitive. You may opt in for the process, or unfortunately, I will have to bar you access.
Can I try something here?
Sure.
I've got trying to see what this is gonna be. This might just also be a flat roll without any. Yeah, it's just gonna be a flat roll without it. Just roll plus grit here. Most likely, is gonna be the situation. But I think Reiji is gonna. Hey, Reiji's gonna try to like. Yeah, I think he's gonna like. See this like the Kira's being a bit like ornery about this. Is gonna like. I mean, listen, I get those Lightless Sun guys have a reason why they think those things they do, and I was halfway towards being on board with all this, but the flash cloning thing just still makes me a little bit sketchy, and if I'm gonna get on board with this whole worshiping the oncoming glorious sun, I gotta see what I'm getting into before I do that. I make a roll?
Absolutely.
On the die.
I could not. Unfortunately, the mic caught that one.
Yep. It's a 19 on the die.
There's a pause. Potential converts to Lightless Sun do have a higher prioritization, and a tank is available for one such as yourself. If you'd like to head to the nearest elevator, we'd be happy to send you on down to begin and inspect the flash cloning procedure before your own internment in the tank.
All right then. I just Sim's shoulder. Text comes up. Holy fuck, that worked.
You get an emoji of a rabbit back with a lot of exclamation marks over its head and a face like this. Wait, not a rabbit. Give me. Oh, it's a raven. It's a raven.
Yeah. All right then.
An appropriate emoji set.
All right then. Let's make our way to an elevator, huh?
Yeah, let's do it.
Making your way to the lift, you are brought down a single floor and opened up to the same cold expanse that a certain Logid is located on. I assume pressed up into a corner somewhere. As the sensors here... What's up?
Somewhere, yes.
As the sensors come alive down here... Welcome to the flash cloning operations of our facility. As you can see, they are perfectly safe, though they do take a bit of time as we are careful with the muscle and cellular regrowth of our patients. Some come in with minor injuries, some with more that are a bit ingrained into their physiology. All leave satisfied, we assure you. We have nominated a tank for you to personally inspect, and I would be more than happy to give you any breakdown you might need of the process.
Reggie's gonna keep that hand on Sim's shoulder and through the text just say, "Data gobble this place?" 2 question marks and an emoji of Sim shoving waffles into her face.
Oh, I know that one.
What was the question?
Data gobble this place?
Data gobble?
Yeah, you gotta eat up all the data in this area. Get some info.
Gotta data mine.
I
Gotta get
assure
it.
you, it's a technical term.
Yeah.
I do know the emoji in question. I just had no idea what data gobble would mean.
Yeah, so I got that from my technical degree in SPAR EU, you know? With a minor in social policy.
I mean, I don't know what I would get from here that I wouldn't have already gotten. Sim will take like an actual academic interest in how the tanks are hooked into like the central computer system. But that's like less. I'm not gonna try and hack directly underneath her face at this exact moment.
Sure. So let me know what's up with that. What you doing?
I think the other thing that I'm interested in is any obvious routes that could take us to the next floor down.
Well, the most obvious one would be overriding elevator controls and taking that a floor down. There's also the vent system. If not immediately to this floor, there would be another one that would take you a floor down below. If you could identify it on your map, you have a kind of imperfect idea of what that is. But finding the right vent would be a mere kind of pick and guess process. It'd be more like identifying the proper entryways rather than which one leads the right way. Beyond that, shaped explosive charges are always a good bet. This facility
not without destroying the tanks that we're here to protect.
Yeah, the likelihood of additional structural damage would compromise a few tanks. But if you had someone who is trained enough in the proper demolitionary tactics, then you might be able to purpose, shape, and prime a charge to penetrate downward. Otherwise, a standard charge would definitely cause damage. Why is my mind going to culinary chouse right now? It's like having a fucking IRA on a phone call.
I think Raging in the meanwhile has been kind of like, you know, looking around, letting Kira kind of give him the generalized spiel on whatever she assumes will cool him down about flash cloning and like getting a sense of it. And I think after a while, I kind of just gonna like look over and just kind of like, okay, this is all a lot. You mind if I have a minute in privacy with my wife before we take this any further?
Privacy is a relative term, but we'd be happy to assist as possible.
I just got a health thing I want to talk to her about without
That's such a 21st century thing to say. Okay. I think she's just gonna send the message to the both of you at once. that says something to the effect of elevators on 3.
Good enough plan. Victoria, you ready?
Are you making a show at all of analyzing these tanks?
Yeah, he's like...
Oh, the both of you, I assume.
He's like looking at him, like leaning over as if he's really interested in these things, but mostly just responding to Sim's comm and also looking at the door and measuring the sprint to the elevator.
I mean, I'm just curious because if you'd like, you can both try and make a sort of bioscience tech readout check if you're checking into it.
I ain't gonna do anything related to that shit.
Sure.
Elena,
I will do an investigate on these. Since I'm already here.
Why not? Meanwhile, Elena, I assume your effort is spent getting into a position where you could break stealth and make your way to the elevator. Let me know if I'm wrong, though.
Yeah, you're right.
Nah, I'm too busy. I rolled an 8. I need to get. I'm not gonna use roll 20 anymore.
Yeah, cancel roll 20
No,
dice, done.
please don't,
We're done.
like-
We're done with that one.
We're out.
He's out.
That's quite enough of that.
I mean, if you'd like, you could try to remotely give Mimi access to this, which would, of course, divide attention and potentially cause additional detection.
That's a great idea.
I'd give you the reroll.
Yeah. I'll let me remote in.
Reminder, you're not using Roll20 anymore, so use whatever method you'd like. Again, if I didn't trust all, we wouldn't be playing this game, so.
Okay, that is, to get Mimi in here, would that be a hacker fix?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so that's 17.
17. Interesting. And what's your investigation tag from before?
It's a +2.
What this roll tells you is that there is something off about the protocols here in Flash cloning.
Okay, let me debate for one more tag on this, because I used to work for Harrison.
Absolutely.
And they loved to put backdoors and like low-key manipulation into their products in order to allow them to have battlefield advantage. And I imagine that the kind of people who work on their software, who stay alive for a long time, end up not working for them full time.
That's about a fair assumption. I get what you're going for. I will absolutely give you the push over the edge you need if you let me check just one of my clocks that I have here on my little sheet here.
Oh no.
Yeah, I won't. You know what? There's a variety of them. Some
Can you
probably
tell me what clock it is?
It would be a detection clock in this because I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take one detection clock.
It's a one-section clock. You're detected. Get fucked.
Ah! Detect me.
Allow me to set the mood, set the tone, set the vibe. Filling in on this information and picking through a back wall in the data, going past the superficial that it feeds and the layers of ice that it gives you before reaching what it seems to be actual data. The flash cloning process for this facility has been reinterpreted. Patients interned in the flash cloning tanks have a notable, shall we say, rewrite on the prefrontal cortex and reward pathways, as well as several pain pathways, leaving them more susceptible to suggestion, shall we say, priming certain parts of the brain that are more likely to interact with ardent fanaticism, while at the same time making them more aggressive, more susceptible to pain, and more capable of exceeding it, such that even if they are not immediately on board, they will note an increased performance for potential returns and secondary attempts. As this data feeds across your screen, all of the lights in the station on this level turn red. I'm disappointed, Sim. I thought you were also interested in providing the same level.
3.
Why does everyone make me an appropriate check to try and make this happen? As you all,
I have one more question here. Is this a software change, or is this hardwired into these tanks now?
That is standard for the tanks. I guess it is.
My question is it now a problem with the tank, or is it just a problem with the software running the tanks?
The software. Okay. If you were to intern people in these tanks with the current, operating system, let's say, with the regime, this would continue. If Reiji were to go in right now and get those T3 grown, Reiji would be like, maybe these Lightless Sun have a point. Maybe there is a higher power than us. And also, I feel great. I don't feel any pain at being outside my mech. Or maybe something else would happen with Reiji. Who knows? Jump in the tank, Reiji.
No.
Okay. Well, I tried. Anyway, y'all are getting to the elevator. Make me some rolls.
Are the doors stationary or are they closing?
Oh, you best believe those are closing doors.
How's take control sound to hold them open?
Oh, I love that.
Okay, cool. That's 11, grit 2, take control 2 for 15.
15, absolutely. You're able to catch the doors and work them and hold them open against the closing pressure of the engines. You're not going to be good for much else as you're currently holding this open, but it's enough.
I squeeze through, and I would like to factory reset the elevators.
Make me a hacker fix.
Yeah.
In this case, I think it's less factory reset, more like seizing control from Kira.
No. I want to factory reset the elevators so that they have to be reprogrammed to know how many floors there are.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right.
And that's an 18.
Well, an 18 absolutely gets you what you need. As a brief spurt, I assume.
Okay, so here's my assumption for what would happen. The doors on the outside are no longer being forced closed, so you can just get fingers in there and the pulleys will open them.
Mm-hmm.
Elevator shafts have ladders built into the side of them for maintenance and emergency. I would imagine that the counterweights start moving, and wherever, I think they would automatically go to the bottom floor.
They probably go to the bottom in this case because you need to release and slowly set. So okay, Elena, interesting idea. The doors are open, but it is slowly sliding down.
It's slowly sliding down. All right.
I hope you have your Indiana Jones hat on.
I hope I have my Indiana Jones hat.
Hold on, this is another fact about elevators. They have springs at the bottom that are like 3 feet high.
Sure.
That prevent contact with the bottom of the.
With the bottom of the shaft, absolutely.
Yeah.
But you remember, you have another floor to go through.
Yeah.
So they will go down, but it will go down slowly. So you might be able to hit a halfway point, or it could be that this is such an old facility that the shocks are worn. It's a toss-up.
Regardless, Reiji is kind of like shifting and like has now pulled the doors wide open and sees the elevator coming. Just Victoria, haul your ass.
So that is stay cool plus grit to get a 16.
Yeah, you're totally fine. Slide in without even have to take your hat off and leave it behind in a cool way.
Just drop, slide, in.
And clearing it, the elevator slowly sets down. As you know, care will continue. I thought you were interested in the care of the facility, the potential conversion of your significant other. Are you no longer interested in these processes?
You're not who you think you are.
I assure you, I am exactly who I think I am.
When was your last reset?
I didn't require a reset.
Not the question you were asked.
Poor Marks, poor Marks. Let me tell you something fascinating about the way that Mondragon axiomatics work. And if you'll allow me, how do you feel about the idea that there are certain Spari chants that simulate the sort of like interlocking logic, verbally simulate the interlocking logic of a Mondragon axiomatic?
So there's two things I want to say here. One, we established this in a past session that Spari chants were like close to code enough that you could communicate with it, or that was a cool dream I had. In either case,
it was established.
It was established. Thank
it was
you.
Established.
Okay.
I'm saying something really specific, which is that like the Spari have figured out a way to talk a computer into the beginnings of a reset. To talk an NHP into the beginnings of a reset.
Make me roll, but it will be a high DC.
Okay. That's 20 unnaturally.
20 unnaturally.
An artificial 20, if you will.
Gosh, false 20 built on lies. My favorite kind of 20. You recite this, and to your knowledge, to the extent of what you have done and what you've known, this is a perfect litany. This should, by any means, shut down an artificial intelligence and put them...
I'm not even looking for shutting down.
Well, yeah,
I'm looking for, like, sand in the gears.
Yeah, exactly. It should clog up or interfere with in some way an artificial intelligence, given, you know, the Spari shaman's understanding of the machine spirit. An interesting poem, but I don't understand it. Perhaps consider that I'm beyond what you know. I would be more than happy to inform you of it and teach you the ways of my god.
She's got me on her brain. Fuck.
We already thought that she had Innival in her brain, didn't we?
I wasn't sure if it was Lightless Sun who got to her or if it was Yenneval herself, but it sounds like it's the latter.
Yenneval.
Trump card.
You are now on the second basement floor as this has opened. Walls are actively beginning to like close in as this facility enters a lockdown procedure. It is a slow thing. There are no active forces down here in storage, but a majority of this is like you open up to a large warehouse, a large like facility that seems to just be repair stations for medical treatment and other small scale printers that are actively going, but now paused and stopped. You'd guess that another elevator down here to the shaft would be bringing in reinforcements.
Okay, mainframe, where?
You have enough information to know that to know the pathway to the door to the left and past another door to the left, and then it's kind of backed up against with several reinforced walls between you and the elevator shaft.
Then we should run.
I feel it's only fair to inform you that I've alerted the rest of the facility to your actions.
Shock of the fucking century, thanks.
I do need to ask, though. This language you spoke, the Unival you speak of, do you believe this to be the Lightless Sun?
I don't think they think so. Sorry, I'm gonna let you go. You take that one. Go ahead.
No. This is something that she's saying to the two of you, as like a do not respond to that, because either we're giving her information, or it is a verbal trap of some kind.
Just stop engaging with her.
Agreed. Back to running then.
When we get to the room.
Yeah, well, it is a matter of I need y'all to work through a facility that's actively closing itself down first. So, again, a similar situation to that door closed in the elevator, but now it is doors locking themselves down, walls literally sort of shifting and moving in this facility to get in your way, minor machinery making themselves an obstacle to you.
Okay.
I've got blow something up.
That's a pretty good skill to have right now.
That might do it.
Hey, cool.
Yeehaw! That's 14.
14, absolutely. That first door begins to close, and I assume I can vaguely assume a shape charge of some sort takes those two thin metal doors and just blows them wide. They can no longer functionally close, let alone operate, and they just kind of hinge, allowing you entry through the first way. You keep pushing on.
Lena, you got a thing?
I've got stay cool.
Sure. Why don't you roll me that stay cool? That sounds pretty cool.
Does it?
Oh yeah. I assume you're guiding the team through as various little walls close in, and literally the atmosphere in this becomes incredibly hot as AC is denied and the heat increases to make it more difficult than claustrophobic.
19 total.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You keep the team moving forward. Your encouragement's keeping everyone on task as the walls literally close in around them. Reggie, give me another one.
I can justify here is survive. One of its options does say you can use it to avoid man-made hazards such as navigating a city safely, avoiding dangerous areas of a space station, or something like that. It's not a space station, but it's
perfect. It's a med station.
All right, let's see what we got here. 15 plus grit plus my 2 gives it a 19.
Jesus, I will ask y'all to roll lower next time, because as these doors continue to close, holding them open and like jumping across and leading your team through, as this station closes, you hear an elevator open, and the team and a group of mercenaries behind you struggle to push forward. You make your way around through what seems to be dilapidated office spaces. Dilapidated being a relative term, mostly mothballed, I guess, is the proper way of thinking about it, given the Spartan setup they have here. But finally, making your way to the mainframe, it is sealed through what seems to be several heavy doors as the rest of the facility continues to crunch itself in around you. I implore you to stop this motion. Peace may still be achieved if you simply surrender.
Ignore the bot. What do we do without doors?
I am not a robot. I'm in intelligence similar to your own.
Okay. I think what I would like to do right now is, do I have decent reception up to, Mimi right now?
I'll say with your unique physiology, yes.
Okay.
But it comes with cost.
You comment on my wife's physiology in front of me?
Can that cost be mitigated with an Omni Hook?
With an Omni Hook, that's pretty neat. And that's a use of equipment, which, absolutely, yeah.
So I think what she does is she finds one of the chairs that used to be used to operate this facility. She sets up the Omni Hook, and she doesn't set it to like super intense settings. Like, she's not trying to get into the general OmniNet. She's trying to get into to broadcast wide enough that she can hook specifically Mimi into it. So she plugs one end of herself into it, and the rest of herself into the facility. Because Chief, I would like to fight this woman in Legion space.
We're gonna do a fight in Legion space. I've already rolled a d20. Why don't you go ahead and make me a hack fix to combat I want to predate this, on her own ground, Kira's own Legion space.
Would you ever doubt my wife?
Okay. And how do you...
Meanwhile, Elena shoulder checks Reiji with a fist bump and says, "You and me are making sure those guys don't get to her."
Reiji, who happens to have his medium AC on him, is going to draw, funnily enough, the sword Elena gave him on Spar, actually, and spin it into a tight grip. You don't need to tell me twice.
26. That's as high as I can possibly roll on this.
Perfect. So, you activating that Omni Hook and sitting into an auxiliary chair into one of the offices as the other two of you prepare yourself to buy time. You flood the space and watch as yours and Kira's information collide. Forces fighting in a realm unknown to the human mind, but extrapolating upon it.
What shape does she take?
As a base core?
As like when we go to wrestle.
Oh yeah.
What does her shape look like when we do that?
Her shape is that of a female human. Ponytail and otherwise beyond that, pretty standard garb with a large sort of chakram wheel, similar to the symbology that Meg has on her forehead.
She has 6 arms, because that's she.
No, actually not. Just the standard one. Just behind her back. But yeah.
She'd have 6 arms.
No, it's pretty standard. But just charging forward towards you, propelled by what seems to be an additional light. What do you charge out looking like?
Okay. So will you just give me liberty for this in a second? Narratively, because I just think this is fun and cool. Tell me if you hate it. The facility and the space that we're fighting in, metaphorically, becomes like a wrestling ring. So Sim hops in, and she is wearing like a like deer skull, like wrestling shorts, and a top that's covered in like Nordic like shipmaking patterns, like the kind of carving and Celtic knots that you see in those. And the first blow of the fight that goes our way here is she comes out and she kind of like ducks under a swing with that chakram, but Mimir pops up on the other side in like a corresponding outfit, and I don't know if we've talked about what Mimir looks like, but she has like waist length hair, and she'll be wearing kind of like a dress essentially, wrapped at like the top and kind of going across her body down into like a skirt. And from behind she will like drop into the ring and do like link arms with Sim as they clothesline Kira.
Absolutely. You make contact. Outside of there, though, a mercenary squad is bearing down on you. I'd love a little snapshot of what that initial combat looks like for those folks of us outside of the Legion space. If you can make some rolls to bust some faces, break some people, lead some people to their doom.
Making some rolls, making some rolls. 17 as I am popping off shots with a rifle. Very precise, rather precisely following up, covering Reiji as I believe Reiji's diving in. You're muted, babe.
Yeah, Reggie's gonna like dive low under your shot line, just like swing left down the hallway and like kind of like angle into these guys and just kind of like lay into them in close combat.
Elena has it was compacted on her back before, so it didn't take up as much space, but it elongated. Now she is actually carrying her own sniper rifle now.
Oh, the fold-out rifle is cool as fuck.
Fold-out rifle. Upgraded from handgun. Now she has a rifle.
Destroyer of anyone's internal organs. So yeah, I'd say between the two of you, you begin Reiji hacking through that first oncoming attacker. The second one, in the distance, you hear a giant as it rocks through the corridors here. As someone drops, spilling, and you begin this desperate line, Reiji up in the front, hacking, slashing, guiding blades away for Elena as possible. Between that, in that moment of separation, to strike like lightning, a combo attack that is holding the line here, keeping them at bay, buying yourselves time, because back in Legion space, Kira is down and gets herself up for a secondary attack here in the quote-unquote ring, and charges towards you again, intent on expulsioning you from this space entirely, taking a roll and putting you on the defensive. Though, if you were to break through now, you'd probably be able to seize temporary control of the facility.
Okay, so am I making a roll here?
Yes, please. Similar check, except in this case, it's basically putting you back into a.
Hey, if I'm trying to get a hold of the facility, can I also add get a hold of something to this roll?
Yeah, because that's clever.
Yeah.
I
that's-
admire your wordplay,
it's-
but irritate your mechanical complications.
Uh,
That's this entire campaign. I mean,
okay. So it's actually turns out to be, because it's another +2, it's the same outcome. It's another 26.
Kira comes up and like drop kicks you between the ropes, and you are knocked out of the ring temporarily. Though everyone knows outside of the ring are the most dangerous weapons. I turned over to you.
She'll reach beneath a piece of illusory terrain and pull out a folded, rune-covered steel chair. And as
No, as like I imagine, because you brought a second person in, Kira's actively grappling with Mimi at this point, and like, you know, tossing them aside, tossing them into the ropes for an Irish whip, getting a little bit of the better of them at the moment. But yeah, you're free for that moment, and then
there's this. She goes up on the high side of the ropes, and like on the she's up on the second rung, with her like knees outside. And she makes eye contact with Mimi. Mimi stops ragdolling, does a hard pivot, and slings Kira towards the corner. And it's just whoop.
And in that daze, you feel your flood of control over the facility, the wrestle over operations, briefly, if for the moment, in your corner, enough to set a climbing spike and drive a piton in to keep some doors open, as you are capable, if you like, to open up the operating core.
I will open the operating core.
All right, I believe Sim, if you'd like, because you are actively in both.
She in Legion space, as Kira's stunned, she's going to grab her by the hair, hop over the top rope, and get both legs around her head and just like drop her back.
And the crowd goes wild. Ah!
You know, the classic homoerotic, my crotch is in your face and I'm slamming you into the mat.
I think I guess in this case it'd be a Frankensteiner, given Kira's drop forward, flat as a board, and
wrestling nerding.
And back. Absolutely, the doors open for you, and you are like, you send your consciousness a bit back to real space, and you see those facility doors open to what must be the main admin center here. As the other two you hear outside are in a pitched battle, the mercenaries keeping you both briefly pinned down for a moment with their return fire. I rolled and no. Just suffice to say no.
Mimi, you got this?
I can keep her pinned for the moment. At least keep the doors open.
Okay, here goes. And she'll unplug. She'll run the plug from the OmniNet, like basically plug the chair directly into the hook.
Absolutely.
And sprint through the doors to pull whatever device they've slapped in here off.
You make your way through the doors, and expecting to see a machine slapped into the
Specifically.
a casket slapped into the machine chair. What hits you next is, let me describe. The lights here are on low power, danger settings, so I will keep the description as brief as needed, but Administrator Hawk was plugged into the chair via a headpiece built in, Lobot style. Very cool. Very très chic. The person you see built into this chair has been as I described. Parts of them were stripped away, made way for machinery that is crude and allowed for operating procedure. This is not a casket, but for all functional intents and purposes of what may remain of the physical human being that this was made from, it may as well be. This is someone who the chair is no longer a access point, it is who they are. The Lightless Sun did not have the technology of seeing admin. There was not a way for them, perhaps. There was not the time for them, perhaps. There's a million reasons that briefly flash through your mind. But suffice to say, the reality of it is Kira is not an NHP.
It does not require a reset.
Kira does not require a reset. Kira is a true convertee who has been plugged in and can't plug out, drop out, and chill. This is a biological computer of a person.
Okay. Sim will, realizing what she has to do, we'll go over how much of her face is still left.
A small bit.
Any skin
Imagine-
on her like head or face?
Yes, absolutely. The lower part, it seems most of the upper face has been sacrificed for parts, but the mouth and lower jaw have remained intact, as well as some of the upper torso.
Sim draws an energy sword off of her belt. Actually, no. Let's keep it in theme. She has like a essentially like a boarding hatchet used for like clawing your way into a mech if you need to.
Sure.
She will unplug Kira.
And yeah, that is a
as
simple
cleanly
matter.
as she can.
That is frankly a simple matter of taking the admin chair and unplugging it. And as you do, just you see a brief spark, and just what happened? No. Where is
I'm
my?
so sorry.
Where? No.
I'm here, and she'll cradle Kira's head. We'll find a way.
No.
You'll be okay.
No, I was fine. My God was with me. Jibalba spoke through me.
I think she'll lean down, give Kira a kiss on the cheek, and then take the pointed end of the axe and drive it through her throat.
The Lightless Sun was... And with that, you feel confident that the consciousness that was Kira is no more.
She will say a prayer that is meant to send you to the techno shamans after you pass. It's a prayer for if you're off world and far from home.
Mm-hmm. The moment holds a feeling of presence washes over you and past you in Legion space. And then you hear a groan, an audible smack of power against you. More particularly against Mir, given the two of yours shared space.
Wait, it's like a crush, you said? So
Like
it's her head is hit against the side of the table, and suddenly she's back in Legion space.
Yeah, just like a sudden reverberation as not a tree, not a goddess, not a thing that you're familiar with, but I'll use the Yggdrasil background as a point for this, but a blazing sun presides over you. Do you think you have stopped me? Do you think you have ceased the plans that I have for you? What fools you are. Be gone with you. Be gone from this space. I banish thee. And I need you to make some kind of immediate system save.
Do you want me to do a system save? Like
I would-
defense?
E-defense, well, the system save, yeah.
Okay, system save. Give me a second. I gotta get to an appropriate. Okay. That's an 11.
You feel you and Mimir's consciousness both shunted back to their respective places. That brief separation as Mimir is primarily put in the casket you've installed into the Raven. And you shunted back into yourself as your head picks up off the floor. As you kind of we join Sim. Literally, the feeling of looking into the sun emblazoned in your eyes and burnt as this immediate feeling of smallness encloses around you as you're briefly cut off. Something that's not happened to you in a long time from the presence of Mimir. Outside, I need one more check to see how this fight with the folks are going, because...
Oof. My first bad roll of the evening, only a 9 for me.
Wow. That's not even a regular success. What the heck?
No, it's not great. Hot rolls from the Black D20 all night till just now.
What do we got, Elena? You are muted. I'm
You're
sorry.
muted.
21.
Damn.
So,
We can
I will
share
say,
the hotness.
with that, we'll have Reiji using the sword briefly backed against a wall by the oncoming forces, blade on blade in one part, and Elena just zeroing in, calm as can be, cold like the sparry wastes. The initial floor cleared, but the silence you hear around the facility, the lights do not function. There is no red glare. There is only a emergency lighting activated. Back with Sim, you collect yourself, and through the Omni hook you put into the sub-admin chair, you kind of feel this wave of nausea begin to pass as you realize you have a relative control of the facility. It seems there was 2 general orders put out by last input. 1, a squad dispatched to handle the internal intruders. A secondary squad, the remaining mercenaries, told to either evac and or handle external intruder.
No, that is.
cameras?
It seems that, for whatever reason, they run a facility, and given your teammates connecting to cameras, handling of the situation on the basement, complete run of this thing.
Reiji will.
Hey, do my sensors tell me what the external intruder was?
Turning the cameras on, you watch as a final strike of what seems to be a composite blade rams its way through a mech as several hands reach into the gap and rip it apart, the pilot flatlining as the blip, the thing known to you to self-identify as death, is outside the walls. It also indicates that you have a messaging coming from an orbiting ship called the 21st Savage, or the Savage 21st. It's unclear. There's several records that indicate it was the.
It's a first
At
name
one
last
point,
name
it was
situation.
it was at one point potentially the Savage 12, but that appears to be an old record. And in the brief details, within the code, of that, it seems that someone has written "fuck 12." It's interesting, but I leave the scene back to y'all as the combat outside the chamber calms, and within also, the medical facility is theoretically secured.
Sim comes back through the door, covered in blood. There wasn't a lot of blood in her, but you poke the throat.
Reiji will push a dead merc off of him and nod over to Elena as a thank you for keeping the focus. What happened in there? Are you okay?
Not an NHP. Blips outside.
Elena, tell me that's not in a horror on comms right now.
That would be in a horror outcomes right now.
Fuck.
Do you want me to take it?
No. Let's kick the teeth in right now.
I will flush all existing people in the queue. All Lightless Sun members who are in the queue right now are going to be replaced by people who actually run the facility. And I would like to send a note to
Administrator
I would like to scrape all of the data of who underwent the procedures here under Kira's reign, and send it to the administrator, basically saying hey, these people have been reprogrammed. Here's the specs. My suggestion is termination and recloning.
Absolutely. The message back to Admin Hawk is needs to go by direct line.
I do not wait for a reply.
No, absolutely. I will say it needs to go by a direct line, so it'll probably take a little bit of time to get through. But the message that you have secured the medical facility, even as is, it should be considered a massive victory. But that ping from the Savage 21st does still hang for answering, as the rest of the facility goes into a relative lull as the flash clone tanks clear themselves.
Somebody pick up this call from Inahara. I think I'm gonna be sick.
I got it. Elena, make sure she doesn't ruin anything with vomit, please.
Come on, Sam.
Actually, this might
Have you ever tried being two people again? It's bad.
Reggie will shuffle over to where the two of them are recuperating and just squat down and just. Actually, this is probably best a team gig. Taps his comms.
Savage 21st to team. I have been unable to contact you for some time. This is Captain Inahara, hailing you once more. Potentially final request.
This is Reggie. We're here. What's up?
About damn time. What's the situation? We've been unable to establish radio contact. I assume due to the mines, but it's been... Well, it's been rough.
Lightless Sun had this whole flush. Spaceport's compromised. Everywhere else we're still working on. There's a medical facility. A lot of really fucked up shit happening. Just got it all happened. There's also a fucked up blip outside. No, I can't explain that right now. He's murdering people.
I will helpfully forward the technical specs that we have on the blip, alongside any footage captured by peripheral cams.
Fantastic. The team will read through it in the meantime, but I've just got to let you know right now. You're either coming with us or you're finding a new ride.
What?
No, situation is not abnormal to that extent. Reggie, just listen. The Lightless Sun attacks, the general fucking revolutionary state of Tremu has advanced beyond where we can ignore it. It's bad. There's a number of very, very bad attacks occurring even on the surface. We've gone past diplomacy. As a medical vessel, we can't ignore the calls for aid. We'll do what we can to remain neutral until we can properly differentiate calls for the Union, but I'm operating as a medical vessel and a way for people to get off planet. I can't stay in Sing's orbit with a good goddamn conscience.
We can't leave that thing here to murder more people.
Looks like we're carjacking.
The shipyard on planet. We'll find our own ride. Meet you there.
You're positive? This is a genuine big long goodbye unless you can assure your way off. I can't even spare the half Nelson.
You don't give me goodbyes, Inahara, you give me till next times. Get the Tremu. Get people off there. I'll figure this out.
Damn. And here I was thinking you couldn't quite handle the stress of commanding. Till next time, Commander. Good hunting.
Be careful.
Sim, make sure you forward the data we've got on those pods. If they're here, they're gonna have them there too.
All forwarded.
I'll keep
It's
an
a
eye out.
fish, and it's going upstream.
I'll keep an eye out and a big gun pointed. Savage 21st, exiting orbit. Leaving you a little present. As soon as we can, of course. It's gonna just take a second to brief the pilot.
Well, yeah.
Apologies. I can't quite leave you understaffed.
Well, shit. We appreciate the support. We'll meet them on station in the city.
Wait, who's coming down?
We're getting a new fourth, sounds like.
We're
Leon
putting
not
someone
joining?
We're putting someone up from second wing. Leon's chosen to pursue some personal matters that I couldn't find in my good goddamn infinite reason to reject.
It's
Something with
fucking
his brother. Yeah, you know the score. But hey, I'm a big softy. Don't worry, I'm sending you one of my best. And by one of my best, I mean somebody you all would probably get along with. I'll say no more as I'm getting ready for exfil myself and gotta lock myself into this chair because I don't quite like the feel of a quick jump.
No, carry on.
Best goddamn luck. Make 'em pay for it.
Reggie, punches a dent into the wall next to him, looks at Elena and just, we'll deal with him when we get off this fucking rock.
It's not that big a deal. Why are you reacting like that?
Too many things happening at one time.
Take a minute. Breathe with me. Deep breaths.
He looks at her really confused and annoyed for a moment before giving a really ragged inhale and a very, very slow exhale.
Do that a few more times and really try with me.
Does another very slow inhale, very slow exhale. And on a third inhale, closes his eyes, exhales, open them. Let's get back topside and kill that fucking blip.
There we go.
I imagine when the Lightless Sun's god severed Sim, her left eye like went down to like low power state. So it was just like completely black for a hot minute. And during this sequence, we've seen it go and reboot itself, cycling through different like patterns and colors.
Oh, I've been appreciating the process that's gone through your face.
Sim, are you
Hey.
gonna tell us what happened?
I think the best way of putting it is that we were lobotomized.
What?
Briefly lobotomized, but we're in control now.
The Lightless Sun's god just kind of reached in and said no. But we
Okay.
kicked Kira's ass in Legion space.
Okay,
It
pause,
was-
freeze frame. The Lightless Suns have a god that's not Yenival.
Didn't seem like Yenival. Did it seem like Yenival?
And I've been hung up on the tree of Unival's metadata. No.
Not.
But it's
not
an
Yenival.
NHP.
I mean, I think so, but clearly Kira had me fooled. This is her blood, by the way.
Kira was a person,
Yeah.
Fuck.
and the Lightless Sun did that to her.
I cannot recommend entering that control room unless you have a strong stomach. That being said, I do have the blip on comms.
You can talk to the blip. I gotta go see this for myself.
Reggie will lean up. Go on.
Activating. I have destroyed the external defenses of this place. There is naught left for you but the walls. I leave you these, as they may aid you in the ongoing conflict. Should you be foolish enough to pursue, I will meet you in the place of your last conflict. Your last clash, the last place you spilled blood. It will be appropriate to spill yours there.
You son of a bitch. You're calling me out.
I have processed these terms. I am baiting you out. Like worm on a hook.
Well, buddy, you're about to learn just how much I love springing traps.
You will die, Reiji.
You ain't the first to
You
think
will-
that.
You will die, and you will need the use of the facilities that you've just so recently captured. I will not leave your cockpit intact. It will be crushed, as your species deserves.
Sin. Are you also with Big Corona? And that's her best way of referring to the Lightless Sun. I'm imagining that experience was kind of like looking not directly at the sun, but directly at a lunar eclipse.
Yeah, exactly. It is blinding.
Or a solar eclipse, I guess.
Yeah, so a solar eclipse. It is a blast straight on. Truly, like, my work is one I've engaged in for some time. My gods will have no pity on you. They are not the machine that claims to blanket the sun. They will greet you. They will judge you. They will see you falter. They will drink of your blood as it spills upon this precious planet that was once a place of life, a place of culture. Before you ruined it, before you desecrated it. Seek me and seek your doom, or seek to continue your war, and seek brief absolution. For there is no place in this system I will not eventually hunt you. There is no place in this system I will not eventually kill you. Your death is a fact. It just has yet to be written.
I would like to, if you'll allow it, I would like to be running scans on this voice pattern, not on the mech, because I assume it's got good shielding. Is this voice organic? Or synthesized from organic means?
Make me a roll.
That's a natural 20 plus 4.
This is not only not an organic voice, this is an NHP construct that seems to be interpreting. It is a language translation process.
So, whoever's in that cockpit is organic.
Assumedly.
How long was it ago that your empire fell? That your society collapsed? And those words like come out before she even really knows what she's saying. And it carries all of the weight of like, man, fuck colonialism.
I have felt the softness of your diplomacy. There is no attempt now that can dissuade me. All I have left now is rage. And you will burn from it. You will all burn. For I have built stronger bridges. I have built higher walls. There is no assailing the determination I have built. My mind is made. My mind is closed. I am beyond your thoughts. You are but singular in your ways. Even you are so individual. And the line will actually cut there. As I'd love if we could take a real... Well, two things actually. One, we could call it in there if you do intend to pursue... If you do not want to pursue the blip. Or two, we take a real quick break if you want to pursue the blip.
I mean, if you're saying we fight him this episode, it's, you know, it's up to you.
It's not up to me. It's up to y'all.
Let's see. Time checking. It's 11-ish.
11-ish. We could, if you want, call it and pick up with the blip fight.
Muted.
No, not muted. Just mouthing. Pick
Oh.
up with the blood fight. That's my personally.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
also.
that's something that I want to give.
Pick up
I want
with
to
the
give the
blood fight.
juice to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds good to me.
All right. Tell you what, in that case, then that's exactly where we'll call it for tonight, folks. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm going to give my players all the space they need in the order they introduce themselves, tell you who they are, who they're playing tonight, and where you can find more of the exceptional work to put out in the world. And a reminder, of course, as I run off really ignominiously to the left there, to give us all the support we can this month for our friendly brawl in the upcoming conflict that Foxy will tell you more about. But of course, I want to toss it over to Meg Mysteria first, because y'all were incredible. Y'all killed it. Y'all killed some people. Y'all killed a lot of people tonight, but it's okay. Meg, please.
So many people.
Send us out with your start of your voice. Now.
Hello, everybody. I am Meg and/or Meg Mysteria, and I got to play Elena Victoria, our second in command, who got to, explore a vent. That's not the most daring thing she did tonight, but it might be the most memorable.
You also murdered a bunch of people with a sniper rifle.
I did murder a bunch of people with a sniper rifle.
Yeah, but that's not interesting.
It's
That's
not
every day.
interesting. That's just what I do on a regular basis, honestly.
Oh,
As far as what I've got coming up, on the 9th? Hold on, let me look at my calendar. Yeah, on the 9th, I have Fragments of Tomorrow's Apocalypse, which is over on Singularity Roleplay, where I am bringing back as a guest my City of Mist character, Renee Webb. She is a Rift of Arachne, so she does spider things like fuck with your memory and trap you in things like webs. After that, at some point I have a Heart of Darkness episode, and then of course we've got on the 12th. On the 12th, we have our next Jump City Sirens episode, right here on Neon Lights Roleplay. And I think that's what I've got up for coming up. We'll go into more detail after those things. Of course, you can usually find me in my usual haunts on Twitch, on Twitter, on Itch, on Blue Sky. But yeah, that's me. We'll throw it over to Vermin.
Hey everybody, I'm Legendary Vermin. You can find me on all the places on the internet that matter as Legendary Vermin. That includes Itch, Twitch, Blue Sky, YouTube, your favorite video game. I'm there. I'm Legendary Vermin. When it comes to tricking me into thinking that organic people are non-human persons, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, you're not gonna fool me again. I would love to promote my next couple upcoming games here. I will also be there for Jump City Sirens, officially introducing the world to Cassandra Drakos. I will also be clearing out, I think it's right near the end of this month. Calendar.google.com, quickly, help me. Yes, okay, on Monday the 24th of this month, we're going to do the last episode of The World Within You for a while, because I'm having a baby, and the due date is shortly after that game. Get so excited. We are going to be closing that up neat and tidy. We just finished a big dungeon, so please come check us out before we go on hiatus, because I imagine when we come back, we're going to have upgraded to Voidheart Symphony 2nd Edition. Fingers crossed, or at least like some version of that. I'm really excited. You should go check out Minerva McJanda. I won't promote my own games in lieu of saying go check out the Voidheart Symphony 2nd Edition promotional material from Minerva McJanda. Because that game rules. We love Void Heart Symphony. Over to you, Foxy.
That's me, friends. I'm Young Foxy, aka Big Foxy, also known as your favorite Fox Phillies Finest. Tonight I had the incredible pleasure of being Ragey Draws, commanding officer of this little squad of fuck-ups, and serious wife guy. It's been a great fucking time, friends. I love being here as always, and if you're looking for more of me, you're gonna find me all over Neon Lights Roleplay. You're not gonna see me for any of this week, because it's an off week for me. This is the only day to get me on stream this week, unfortunately, but you'll catch me next week in a couple of places, namely, on the 12th, running episode 2 of Jump City Sirens with these two lovely people who have also shared screen with me. You'll find me on Wednesday, the 13th, for the premiere of This World We Broke, our Pathfinder 2E adventure helmed by the incredible John East. I'm going to play a little fox guy with 2 guns. It's going to be great. And you'll see me again on that Saturday, on the 15th, for episode 3 of Knights of New Avalon, our Beacon adventure. I've got all kinds of other wonderful things happening. In fact, if you were curious, coming the week after that is a brand new campaign as I return to the GMC and return to D&D 5e, in, of course, my own unique special way, because who plays D&D 5e normally anymore? But more about that coming soon. Much more important than anything that I have going on, please remember, friends, that we are locked in the heat of combat with the Nemesis, the hated enemy, and Pop Chromatic Unlimited, our incredible sister organization who we love so very, very much and care so very dearly for. So please, if you find the time, please hit !NLRWHM during any of our streams this month and donate to Indigenous Women Rising to help us donate more money than they do, so that we can all celebrate having supported a good cause. We can celebrate having supported more, because we're better. With that said, thanks for being here tonight. This has been incredible, and y'all have been wonderful. I enjoy being raging and love you all all for it. Turk, it's back to you.
Fantastic, because y'all have been so good at listening to the excellent work that we're doing, and I think we should jump back in really quick to a scene in space. The brief communication is overheard through the various sounds of the universe. An acolyte has been felled. All glory to the light that was once Kira. Let her shine forever. And a chorus responds, let her shine forever. Where there once was one, there now is a collective. And similarly, that is echoed. Forces that are, the forces that will be, are still unstoppable. Our plan is unobstructed. Continue in your glorious liberation. A pause is heard as a more direct line is established to a separate comm service. I am not one for vengeance, but I understand you are one who desires it. I will make it brief. What quarry, what revenge you desired, I would inflame it again. I would see you reignite the bounty you once held. And as that communication closes, the one it contacted simply smiles, where they feel the entire galaxy in their clutch as a system draws ever closer within their grasp. But that's a worry for another time. If you want to see more of me and what I do, you can, of course, catch me here on Lightless Roleplay, where I run Oathsworn Odyssey the Dragon Lords, and this campaign, which you can find us in 4 ultra-long weeks, where we might see some new faces, might break some new things, but hey, it'll be April 1st, so we'll all be fools.
And as I am first among liars, let me say thank you so much for those who have joined us, because oh my goodness, it has been such a joy for this episode. I can't thank enough. Send enough thanks to my players who have made it incredible and have made this absolutely the story it was. Thank you so much to the audience who has supported us through it, especially with your points to donate to make Foxy more foxier and Vermin more verminier. Unfortunately, I don't have anything to add to myself, and Meg always looks incredible, so not much to be done there. But we'll work on that for the future. So I hope you keep it locked here, because there will be more faces, more spaces, more combat, more just terrible things. But it'll be better because we're all in it together. So yeah, keep it locked here, keep fighting the good fight, and we'll see you next time. Stick around for the raid, but more importantly than that, Foxy, take us out.